Just out here getting the airplane ready before we have to leave this afternoon. Got a 3 p.m. takeoff, fly to Branson, drop off 2, come back. Then Sunday, fly back to Branson, pick up the 2, fly to Nassau, and come back on the airlines. We get 23 psi bleed air through there. The door closes, it blows into this grommet, and that inflates the seal around the door. So you always want to make sure this is clean. The door seal is clean. There we go, yeah. Okay, release the door. The block's open, so now we can close it. Latch it closed, it's ready to go. So now I've just got to call TAC Air, give them a pull-out time and a fuel order. Show up, finish the pre-flight, and we're good. Here's a CJ4, one of the airplanes Cessna brought out to the sales event here. Nice looking airplane. Yeah, look at that. I wouldn't mind flying that. And there's the CJ3. Beautiful paint job on that airplane. I was looking at it a little bit earlier. It's got the Garmin 3000 in it also. There's the Latitude. Oh, there's our M2. Well, I gotta head back. Gotta come pick them up Sunday. They're doing a Cessna thing here. We'll see if they come back with a new airplane.
Citation 2, uniform, contact break for departure, 6 light. Yeah, let's go again. Tango, roger. Shall I go ahead and go over to the advisory? Tango, roger. You're clear to visit approach to me, and I'll get you switched over here shortly. Roger, at Charge, reserved to you downtown radar service. It terminates Columbia Park for exchanges for we'll see you. Citation 2, uniform over the Springfield departure. Identify and maintain 15,000. Your radar contact should be 5,600. Boy 33, Springfield approach that low, flight about 8 miles.
These little balls that you see right above the compass, those are used to align your seat. You want to align your seat so that your eyes are in the same position every single time. So you line up the white ball with the orange ball. I'm going to load in the ATIS frequency and the Garmin touch control unit here. And then we're going to go ahead and load in the 26 right RNAV approach, even though it's beautiful there. That's just for a navigational reference for the landing.
Roger, Schaulinski, 500. Your discretion. Runway 26 right, clear to land. 7270 Papa, Roger, clear to land, 26 right.
Got an 11:40 takeoff in the M2, single pilot. Head down to Branson, pick up 2, then a 3-hour flight over to Nassau. Got a 7:15 flight out of Nassau on American. I should have time, but there's a little problem. Tried to check in online yesterday, and their site wouldn't let me do it. Said I actually had to check in at the ticket counter when I got to the airport. That's a big problem if I'm running late. I finished the rail on the deck. That's done. Took a lot longer than I expected. I reclaimed some of the original wood for those vertical pieces there. Yeah, it worked out. Now my next project on this deck is to replace a couple of the boards. And then once I get that done, then I'm going to retreat the deck. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
A little sleepy.
All right. Okay. Beautiful morning out here, isn't it?
I want to get you copyrighted, Dad. Get taken off YouTube.
For the Japanese version of Popular on YouTube?
That's right.
I guess it could happen.
Yeah.
Anna's getting ready to leave for camp today.
Yep.
She'll be gone for a week. See, that's for the people that told me I needed to talk to my daughter about fashion.
Are you jealous of my fabulous socks?
Yeah, so maybe they're right. Maybe I should talk to you about fashion, get some tips from you. There we go. Kind of a stretch for me. They look good. Okay. The only reason I can reach that far aft clip right there right now is because we're full of fuel. Puts the airplane down lower. Fire bottle up there. That's good.
State 2 Uniform, clear ground, roger. And would you like to use runway 26 right, or did you need runway 26 left?
26 right.
State 2 Uniform, roger, runway 26 right, taxi view 5 1, and advise tower when you're ready. Base 2 Uniform, setting at traffic, 2.5 mile final fly, runway heading, runway 26 right, clear to take off. uniform, runway will you make a 180 for back taxi?
Branson Jet Center. It's not as busy as it was. Well, they're having a Cessna shindig here this weekend, showing their airplanes, people coming out. Cessna's giving them a nice weekend, selling some CJs, Citation M2, Citation CJ3, CJ4, saw those here, saw Latitude. But I got here with 30 minutes to spare. They're putting fuel on right now. I've got my clearance. The people are here, about to head right out. 3 hours to Nassau. There goes the CJ3 right there. Nice paint job on it. You'll notice we've got some condensation on the left windshield and the right windshield's clear. That's because we were at cruise for 3 hours and the whole time the sun was on the right windshield and the left windshield was in the shadow. If we had turned on the defog 5 minutes earlier, it would have cleared the whole thing up, but it's just a little water condensation that'll wipe right off. We still have plenty of visibility. All right, 3 hours, it's all buttoned up, ready to leave. It got to hustle onto the airport. It looks like I might just make it. It might all work. Let me go up to the counter here and see what they say about my situation with the tickets. Okay, just tried to check in at Delta. It doesn't work checking in for an American flight at Delta. Just a little bit of advice for you. Okay, got some tickets. I'm a little perplexed because they were very nice. And they said no problem, and it took them like 30 seconds to give me some tickets. You know, you would think it would tell you on the American Airlines internet site what the problem was, so maybe you could do something about it. Save somebody some trouble. But hey, they did a great job here. I'm not complaining about them. They took care of it right away. I'm done. I'm out. That was the fastest time I've gone through security, through customs, the pre-check customs and all that. I couldn't believe there was nobody there. I was the only person going through. I mean, that's great. If it could be that way every day, I wouldn't complain. It'd be fantastic. I had a heck of a time getting to Nassau. After we left Branson, went across Arkansas, Tennessee. We had a line of thunderstorms. It's really hard to get something done here. there's noise everywhere. There was a line of thunderstorms that went from southern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, northern Florida, all the way across. Then the state of Florida was just covered by severe thunderstorms. They were everywhere. So instead of cutting across the state of Florida, I went up to 41,000, stayed to the north, went out across the coast north of Jacksonville, then turned south along the east coast of Florida, kept the thunderstorms in the coast to my right, the Atlantic off to the left, because it was all over the state, not nearly as many over the Atlantic, and came down that way. But then by the time I got to Nassau, there were thunderstorms right on top of the area here. They were on top of the field. By the time we got here, the one was on top of the field moved off. We had a wet runway, you probably saw that. And we landed right before the next one moved on. That one was just a few miles to the south. And I got a ride over to the airport, wrapped up the airplane real fast, past customs, got over here. And I'm gonna get something to eat. It's Wendy's. Pizza place was closed. Everything's close enough. Sunday night, off season, so that's just the way it is. At least I got some. 709 C43 on time. It's that time. Oh no, we got a crowd here. It's a full boat to St. Louis. Yeah, sure, you need to get back. The airplane's broken. We're deboarding. We're going to another airplane, Delta 42. Gate D42 is what we're doing. So it's going to be a long night. And the poor ladies to me don't speak English. I tried to explain to them what was going on, but I wasn't able to. I'm guessing home at 1 a.m. now, if I'm lucky. Airplane 2.
Forbid smoking, including electronic cigarettes.
Taxis. Well, the time is 1:40. I'm about to hop in the car and head home. Just get out of the cab. But in some ways, this job is a lot about logistics. There really were 7 segments to this trip today. The drive to the hangar, flight to Branson, flight to Nassau, taxi over to Nassau Airport, flight to Miami, flight to St. Louis, taxi, and then drive home. Well, that's 8 little segments of transportation in different ways moving around the country to make it all work. But I'll be home in 20 minutes. I'll be in bed then. It'll be 2 a.m. 2 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes and comments. And if you made it this far, you need to subscribe. That way you'll find out about future videos coming out. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, you can always toss a buck in my Patreon. I appreciate everything. You guys keep the blue side up, the brown side down, and fly safe. And as always, be good.